The HTC U12 Life is a more wallet-friendly version of the U12 Plus launched earlier in 2018. It's not as sexy, sure, but it is about half the price, which is definitely a bonus. I've been using the HTC U12 Life as my full-time personal handset for a couple of days now, and here's my early impressions split into a bit of love and hate. And don't forget, for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech, to poke that subscribe button and ding that notifications bell. Cheers. So let's start with a bit of love, and the HTC U12 Life definitely rocks a different style of design, certainly compared with a lot of other mid-range mobiles in 2018. And for a start, look up there, no notch. That top bezel is flatter than Amsterdam. Flip it over and the U12 Life sports a glass unibody. It's got a super shiny mirrored effect. You can basically use this thing to do your hair, or just bemoan about how little hair you have, in my case. The HTC U12 Life also has these funky 3D ultra stripes lasered into the surface. It's a great name for sure, although we're not sure quite how ultra they really are. But they definitely do help to break up the design, and they make it a bit more interesting. And it is strangely satisfying when you scratch your nails across them. However, it isn't all good in the HUD. That mirrored surfacing is quite smudgy, so you'll definitely need to buff this thing up every 5 seconds to keep it looking neat. Pretty much like every other glass phone from 2018. And also like every other handset from 2018, the HTC U12 Life is an absolute beast. You definitely feel every one of those 6 inches, so to speak. Especially because the bezels are so thick. And to make matters worse, there's no proper one-handed help either, like you get on some rivals such as the Moto Gs and Honors handsets. You can drag down the notifications bar from anywhere on screen at least, but for everything else you'll basically have to grope and fumble like a frantic 15-year-old. Battery life, however, gets a massive thumbs up from us thanks to that mighty 3600 mAh cell that's stuffed inside the U12 Life. That'll basically keep you going all day long, even with near constant use, as long as you're not like smashing PUBG non-stop. You've got the usual battery saver mode as well, if you actually ever need it, and the U12 Life can rapidly charge as well, giving you enough juice from a 10-minute burst to get through a long, boring commute. However, when it comes to the performance, the U12 Life sadly isn't as strong as some of its rivals. For instance, the Honor Play is an absolutely power-packed handset, and it's 20 quid cheaper than the £299 U12 Life. The Play proves nippier by far with its Kirin 970 chipset, definitely beating the Snapdragon 636 packed inside of HTC's handset. The Geekbench scores show the clear divide, and the Honor Play is definitely much more capable when it comes to gaming too. The likes of PUBG Mobile play on those higher detail levels with a much smoother frame rate, helped in part by Huawei's nifty GPU turbo update. So far, the camera chops on the HTC U12 Life doesn't quite fall into the love or the hate category. There's some stuff that I really like in there, but some obvious flaws as well. It's certainly a stripped back camera UI, uncluttered with bonus shooting modes and stuff like that. This is very much a point and shoot, frills-free experience. And that'll be either good or bad depending on your take. Everyday shots do seem to come out well, and at 30 megapixels you get plenty of detail crammed into every photo, although the U12 Life shutter speed does slow down quite a bit when that HDR mode is activated. I really like the depth effect though, which captures a clean silhouette and really goes to town with the bokeh style blurring. And you get some surprisingly moody shots at times as well. Although in low light it does look like the U12 Life isn't as strong as some of its rivals. As for home movies, you can shoot up to 4K resolution video. My clips certainly packed plenty of detail, especially at that Ultra HD resolution. Sadly, the image stabilization is pants though, no matter which level you shoot at, and I also noticed a weird audio distortion in some of those more noisy environments. Falling more into the hate bracket, unfortunately, is HTC's Sense overlay. At first I really wanted to kick it in the Charlies because the app cloud kept constantly pestering me to install crap like Kitty Crush 12 or whatever. But thankfully, once I disabled those background hogs, the HTC U12 Life started to behave itself more nicely. HTC hasn't really gone crazy here, so you get a reasonably standard Android look and feel with a few cosmetic tweaks. Blink feed is of course still a thing, and it's kind of alright if you just want a non-stop stream of your Twitter, Facebook and YouTube content right there on your desktops. Although it's still nowhere near as customizable as it should be, especially when it's thrown up YouTube recommendations like this. But at least you have the option to completely cull it if you like. Besides that, there's not really a whole amount worth mentioning beyond the Sense keyboard, still naff, and a handful of bonus apps that you get. The problem with Sense is that it doesn't really add anything particularly compelling to that Android experience, so personally I'd rather just stick another launcher on top of the U12 Life instead. So far I'm kinda liking the HTC U12 Life in some respects, but there is a big but, and that but is the likes of the Honor Play, the Nokia 7.1 and the Moto G6s. At that £300 price point there is some strong rivalry, lots of competition from various other handsets. So will the HTC U12 Life stand a chance? Well, stay tuned for my in-depth review over on Recombu, but that's some of my early impressions right now. Thanks for watching everyone, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech and lots of other shenanigans as well. Cheers, love you!